As the whole country prepares for the Queen's funeral on Monday, world leaders get ready to travel here to the capital for the service, with President Joe Biden being the first to confirm his attendance in what is set to be one of Britain's largest diplomatic gatherings in years, with nearly 500 foreign diplomats set to join the bereaved royal family in London to pay their last respects to Britain's longest-serving monarch. But representatives from Russia, Belarus, Syria, Venezuela, Afghanistan and Myanmar have been asked not to attend. North Korea and Iran have been invited, but only ambassadors rather than politicians. While the royal family are technically above politics within the country, as head of the Commonwealth, the Queen has a huge presence on the stage of world politics, and not being invited to the state funeral sends a clear message to those countries. While Tory MPs have criticised the decision to invite China to the Queen's funeral, calling it extraordinary. Well, I spoke to Phil Robertson, who's Deputy Asia Director of Human Rights Watch, about the list of countries not coming and the controversy around China being invited. Here's what he told me.
It's entirely appropriate that Russia and Belarus are not on the invite list. Quite clearly, there are serious human rights violations that have been perpetrated by Russia in the course of this attack on Ukraine. It is an aggression, a major aggression that is first time really happened in Europe since World War II. So to invite Vladimir Putin and his Belarusian ally would really, I think, tarnish the funeral in a way that's unacceptable. Myanmar is a particularly problematic country. This is a country where crimes against humanity are being committed on a daily basis by the military junta. That junta seized power in an illegitimate coup. And now, actually, they've imprisoned a former UK ambassador, Vicky Bowman, and her husband on completely bogus, politically manufactured immigration charges. So it's not surprising at all that the Myanmar military junta is not on the invite list, and entirely appropriate, to be honest. Syria, there have been significant crimes against humanity committed by the Assad regime against various people in that country. Venezuela similarly has presided over a complete collapse of the economy and massive human rights abuses. They're a pariah state as well. And for Afghanistan, everyone can see what the Taliban has been doing to women and girls, the complete deprivation of women's right to education, the kind of discrimination that's taking place. So having them at the funeral, I think, would also be very unfortunate.
So today, Tory MPs have criticised the decision to invite China to the Queen's funeral, and they've also called it extraordinary. Tell me a bit about your stance on that, and why they differ from any of the other countries that we've just spoken about who aren't invited to the funeral.
Well, China has a lot to answer for on the human rights dimensions, and I think it's very important that there be a constant drumbeat of international pressure on China's human rights record. That said, China is a very big country. It is an important country, and so obviously there's a real politique aspect to this, where the UK is deciding that China is too big to not invite. I'm glad that the Conservative MPs are raising these concerns, and I hope that it actually results in a greater debate on what China is doing on human rights, both in their country and supporting rights-abusing countries around the world.
Well, these leaders, along with the nation, will say a final farewell to Britain's longest-reigning monarch on Monday in a service commemorating her life and dedication to serving this country.